Hello everyone, Ron here from RJJ's Reactions. I hope you're having an amazing day. If not, you're about to because we're listening to Tamino, and Tamino is always amazing. This song is called Persephone. Given his background, I'm wondering if we're going in, and some of the other songs we've listened to too. I'm wondering if it's the Persephone that I'm thinking about of Greek mythology. I'm thinking it might be. Let's have a listen and see. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Also, I'll put a link to Tamino's channel as well. Don't forget to click on that and subscribe there. All right, let's have a listen to Persephone. Here we go. Persephone live, and we'll look at the lyrics afterwards, of course, and see if I can dissect or make any sense out of them. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. All right, let's go.
Yes, my love, I confess to you, I'm only here to break your heart in two. The very flower you chose that day, its only task was to decay. You see, when I watched your first bathing, I only warned you with a lowered voice. Be wary of my river's undertow. It flows with water from the coldest source. Did you hear? And then I made sure you would always return.
Don't worry, I'll back it up a little bit. That was very sweet, almost falsetto there, but it was so short that I didn't quite catch what it was. But the deep richness of his voice throughout the whole song, and the other songs that we've listened to as well, there's something very impressive to me about Tamino's voice. I really, really love it. And then what he does with it, I always say this. Uh, so far, this is a really beautiful song. And I'm picking out some of the lyrics, but not all. But we'll go through them later and see what they're all about. And really good with just the guitar and his voice, too.
And then I made sure you would always return. You still know of dawn, but you always return. When you hid under my black wings, they couldn't have protected you from anything. Once in flight, they would have let go. You would have once again wound up below, only broken. Indeed, it's wrong to keep you near me. One could call me cruel and deceiving, but in your sacred air I am full of light. Your love and all which I'm lost. And you've noticed it. There is something right here. Here I've come to love. Yes, you've come to love what you always will fear. Oh, 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 no, oh, no,
Beautiful.
Yes, my love, I confess to you, I've nothing but the means to break your heart in two. My part in yours may seem important now, but with every spring it will seem so small. Just for now, I am your fault. I am your fault. I am your fault.
Wow. Very, very well done. Beautiful guitar, beautiful voice, awesome presentation. Very simple. It's a live performance, but it's in a very strange room. Uh, some sort of studio, I guess, but it's odd. It looks like it's prepared for painting or something, but very odd. But nevertheless, the simplicity makes it all that much better because you're focusing on Tamino's voice, the lyrics, the song, the music. Really well done. I loved it. Let's have a look at the lyrics now. Persephone by Tamino. And yes, I think the lyrics I did pick up were uh, at least somewhat referring to the old Greek myth of that Persephone. Yes, my love, I confess to you, I am only here to break your heart in two. The very flower you chose that day, its only task was to decay. You see? So Persephone was kidnapped, abducted, whatever, by Hades, who was her uncle. Um, I used to love Greek mythology. I haven't read it for a long, long time. I have some books around here in various places. I need to organize my books. I have hundreds and hundreds of books. Not all about Greek mythology, of course. I was no expert at it, but I did love it. But I read most of it decades ago, so I only remember a little bit. I think she was the daughter of Zeus and Demeter, but sometimes the names change in various mythologies, so I could be wrong about that. But nevertheless, she was abducted, taken down to Hades, and she became queen of the underworld. And then because she had something to do with vegetation, something to do with the crops and things, and they were failing. I think it was her mother actually that caused that. I think it was actually her mother, Demeter, and because she was missing her daughter and didn't know where she was. And then Zeus, the people started to get obviously very upset and angry, and so Zeus forced um, Hades to let Persephone come back up. But he tricks her into eating something, and and I think it was pomegranate seeds, which I always thought was very odd. My sister used to like pomegranate seeds, and I always thought they were a bit odd. But anyway, so she had to, for some reason, she had to come back for this. I don't know. Anyway, the idea is that she's up, and so spring and summer the vegetation grows, and then she goes back down for fall and winter. And I think time frames change depending on the story that you read, etc. It gets quite confusing, but this is the Persephone, and I think this is the idea. And when she was picking flowers, was when she was abducted. When I watched you first bathing, I only warned you with a lowered voice, be wary of my river's undertow. It flows with water from the coldest source. Did you hear? So uh, I don't remember anything about him giving her any warning in the mythology, but maybe there is something there. But at least in this song, he's sort of maybe relieving himself a little bit of some of the guilt if she took part in it, and if she didn't take enough precautions after she was warned to be wary. Maybe that's it. I don't know. And then I made sure you would always return. You still know of dawn, but you always return. So the idea of what I was saying, that she has to go back for part of the year. When you hid under my black wings, they couldn't have protected you from anything. Once in flight, they would have let go. You would have once again wound up below, only broken. Uh, okay, interesting imagery there. I'm not sure about the black wings thing. Um, Indeed, it's wrong to keep you near me. But, well, one could call me cruel and deceiving, but in your sacred air, I am full of light. Your loving arms are the true delight to which I'm lost. So he's lost, uh, and he needs her love. He requires it, and he does well. He feels good. He's full of light when she's around, even though he knows it's wrong, and he knows he's being possibly cruel and deceiving. Um, it's almost as if he can't do without her, just as she can't do without going back because of the trick that he played on her. Um, so even though he knows it's wrong, he has to do it, or at least that's what he's saying. And you've noticed it. There is something right here. You have come to love. Yes, you've come to love what you always will fear. That's a bit cringy in a way because it's almost like oh, what's that syndrome called? I can't remember the name of the syndrome, but when people fall in love with their kidnappers or abusers, that's almost what it sounds like. You have come to love. Yes, you have come to love what you always will fear. Um, and there's some truth to that people actually do. People say, well, why would they help the kidnappers or the robbers or whatever? But sometimes there's a certain, if not love, there's something there that comes up, and there is a name for it, and I can't think the name off the top of my head. um, what is it? It's a syndrome. I should know. It's just right there, but it won't come out. Yes, my love, I confess to you, I've nothing but the means to break your heart in two. uh, My part in yours may seem important now, but with every spring it will seem so small. Just for now, I am your fall. I am your fall. I am your fall. So I don't know. I think he's playing with the words there. Fall, because she comes down. In the spring, he'll seem so small because she comes back up, right? I think that's it. But also, you can. So this is. I'm sure that he's referring to that mythology, but also you can think of this as people's relationships too. Sometimes they have an unhealthy relationship, and people keep coming back to it, even though they fear it. There's also a certain love there. There's a certain attraction, and maybe even both parties know that it's wrong. But now, if it's your uncle, it's particularly wrong, in my opinion. But each to their own, I guess. And in the Greek mythologies, of course, there's lots of weird and wonderful things that happen. They play around with a lot of people doing things to their children and to their parents, and etc., etc. And the stories are very different from one to another too. So Persephone doesn't even go by just this name. The name can be changed considerably. Just a lot of names have a lot of characters, gods, and other characters have go by several different names at different times, so it can get quite confusing sometimes. But I love some of the stories. I love some of the mythologies. It's great. So he's done a wonderful job with the lyrics and playing with the lyrics here, and sort of referring to the old Greek mythology. But also, I think that you can feel this as a relationship that between people as well. All right, I'm going to leave it there because I am beginning to babble, I think, and you can let me know what you think too, of course, and also let me know what else you would like to hear by Tamino or anyone else. Don't forget to subscribe. Click that little button below if you don't mind. Like the video if you do. Click on the notification bell. All of that helps. Also, your comments and suggestions are really welcome, and I always respond to people as soon as I see them. In the meantime, keep listening, keep having fun. Bye bye for now.